Choosing a career for yourself when you're in high school or at any other stage in your life can be quite daunting. I remember when I was in high school, I didn't really have much career guidance. It wasn't really something that the school offered. So most of us were kind of left to our own devices to figure out what we need to do, how we need to get there, what careers we thought would be best for us. And I am making this video because I want you to have the opportunity to have someone to speak to you about the career choice that you are about to make for your life. I'm going to offer you these tips that I hope can help you figure out what exactly you want to pursue with your life. Number one, write down a list of all your interests and everything that you think you would enjoy. And then research the career paths for each and every single one of them. Talk to people within those fields and try to get an idea of the work that they do on a daily basis. Ask them as many different questions as you can about that particular field or job title to get a better understanding of what it would mean for you if you took on that job. Number two, look at the courses and resources available to you. Sometimes we want to make a decision, but we don't really consider the courses and resources available to us, and this can kind of limit or expand our ability to make a decision. Now, as you're thinking about all these different interests and career paths that you think you might be interested in, that you think you might be able to do, think about if you're able to do the most boring work required of that career. For example, maybe you choose a job like to be an architect, and it's really cool for you to sit down and draw and come up with all these models. But then at the same time, there's a lot of paperwork or maybe networking or conferences that you have to attend. And that could be something that you might not necessarily be interested in. So think about that. Is that something you're willing to do for that career? Or would you rather choose something else that doesn't require something like that? I wish this tip was available to me when I was in high school, but it wasn't. And that is to attend courses or lectures in the different fields that I think I might have been interested in. I think that would have given me a better idea of what it means to sit in a class every single day to learn certain subjects and whether or not I would have found those classes interesting. Maybe it would have been the teacher that would have inspired me, or maybe it would have been the course itself, the course content itself, and all the challenges that you might face during school. I wish that was available, but if that's available to you, definitely take it on. I think it's such a good idea to attend a few courses or a few lectures in any of the fields that you think you might be interested in. The next tip is to seek out a qualified career counselor. It's so valuable for you to sit down and have a really lengthy conversation with somebody who's qualified to give you advice on your careers and your career path. So seek out somebody who can really help you. This could be like a friend, a family friend, an auntie or an uncle, just somebody who has the idea and who can really guide you on how to make a good decision for yourself. The next tip is I want you to ask as many different people as you can. Everybody that's available to you right now, whether friends, family, friends, everybody, people at your church, people in your community. Go up to as many people as you can and ask them what they love and what they hate about their jobs. Really get into it. Really ask them all the nitty-gritties. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Just get in there and ask them, what do you love about your job? What do you hate about your job? What is your job on a daily basis? What gets you excited about your job? Are you happy to wake up every morning? Is this what you always dreamed about doing? Is this what you love? Do you enjoy it? All of those things. Ask, ask, ask. The next tip is once you have identified a few career paths that you would like to take on, I want you to Google the curriculum of the universities available to you. Some universities offer a very watered down version of the course, and at the end of the day, you're not going to be as qualified or as well versed in the subject matter that you have picked for yourself because of the way they arrange the courses, because of the way they offer the courses at that university. So make sure to go through all the courses that they offer, go through the curriculum, go through the subjects, and call them up and ask them, why do you offer this course when this university offers this course? This is a better option for me. Like, why? Ask questions. Just ask and Google that. Really make sure that you are going to the best university that can offer you the best package of that degree that you are getting, because that will really help you when you graduate and you're looking for a job, right? Because it really helps you stand a better chance if you are someone who's well-rounded in the particular subject than somebody who gets a watered down version of the course, and at the end of the day your degree is kind of equal to a certificate when it could have been a whole degree because of all that jazz. But just Google the curriculum, make sure that you're choosing the best university that offers the best possible courses for the subject that you have picked. The next tip is to consider the market of the field that you have chosen. Right now, skills are killing it out there more than qualifications. When I say skills, I mean the ability to actually be able to do the job rather than have a certificate that says, hey, I can do the job. Somebody who is able to do the job and has a proven work experience will get the job faster than somebody who has a qualification. Like, hey, I was in school for the last 6 years studying this thing, versus the guy who says, hey, I have 4 years of I have been doing this thing. So consider stuff like that. With the way the market is set up right now, there's so many more opportunities than we ever could imagine. So consider things like, really consider things like that. Sit with somebody. That's why it's important for you to sit with somebody to get the right information. Like, this is what I want to do. This is what the market is demanding. How do I kind of meet in the middle? How do I make myself as qualified as I can be to get into the market and hit the ground running? Also think about unemployment. Realistically, in our economy, this is a reality that we all deal with, right? So think about courses that can offer you skills that whether or not you're employed, you're still able to make some money. For example, a bachelor's in computer science offers you skills such as web development, web maintenance, UX, UI design and development, and so much more. Each of these skills can be monetized to make you money. Whether or not you're employed, you're still able to do UX design for somebody. You're still able to develop a website for someone, and that's money. You are able to make money out of that. The same thing goes for like accountants. Whether or not you have a full-time job, you can offer like a bookkeeping service for people, which is also a good way to make money. If you break down this career that you want to go into, whether or not you have a qualification, if unemployment hits, are you able to survive? Do you have the skills to survive? Is there something that you have that you can monetize to survive the period of unemployment? They say pray for the best, but prepare for the worst. I know I've mentioned this before, but I would like to say it again. Really consider the market. The way things are going, this world is changing every single day. Every time we think something is going this way, then it goes in a completely different direction. So also think about that with your career. Sit down with somebody and try to figure out, like I said, this is what I want to do. This is where the world seems to be going. How can I merge the two so that no matter what happens, I'm able to adapt, go with the flow, and, survive no matter what happens. I would also like to say that throughout this whole thing, I have not mentioned money so much because it's really not that important when you're thinking about a career. It's important that you wake up in the morning and you feel okay, you feel content, you feel happy, maybe even excited to go to work, to get up and do work that you love, that you enjoy, that makes you excited. That's one of the most crucial things in life. Work, the amount of time that we spend at work really is a huge part of our entire existence. And work itself is good for our mental health, because we as people cannot sit still for too long without spiraling out of control. So we need work. We need something that we can wake up to every day and say, oh, we need to be somewhere, we need to go and do this, we have this project to work on, etc., etc. Think about, I want to be excited to wake up in the morning, I want to be happy, I want to be content. You won't necessarily wake up every day like super excited and super joyous to go to work, but you can feel like, hey, I need to go to work today and I don't hate it. That's all. You just don't want to hate your work. Try to pick things that you enjoy learning constantly, because trust me, even after you are done with university, learning is something that you do every single day until the day you die. Think about a field that you enjoy learning about every single day, something that you are genuinely interested in to pursue, to continue to grow. Like, nobody will force you to go and get a degree. Nobody's gonna force you to get a master's. Nobody's gonna push you to go and get a PhD. Nobody's gonna force you to take an online course to know better, to want to know, to read more books in that particular subject. Think about that kind of field. That's the field you wanna be in. A place where you constantly enjoy learning, you constantly enjoy the work that you do, and just growing in that space every single day. It's possible. And it should be possible for everybody. Think about if you were ever to encounter a challenge. If you have a challenge or an obstacle, is it something that's gonna make you give up? Also ask people questions like this actually. Like, when you encountered a challenge in your career, when you encountered an obstacle in your workplace, were you excited to take on the challenge? Were you excited to take on the obstacle? Or did it make you completely wanna give up and just walk away? Ask that of yourself. If I encountered an obstacle in this career of being a doctor, is it something that I'm going to be excited to figure out, or am I just gonna give up? Actually, a gap year is not a bad idea. I think it should be encouraged. I know there are countries in the world that actually encourage this. So a gap year is really not a bad idea, but just don't take a gap year and party and not do anything productive. Use that time to really sit down and search within yourself and ask questions, like I said, and really figure out what it is that you want to do. Use that time to maybe take some introduction online courses. Use that time to attend lectures, like I said. Use that time to read books about the topic, really follow up on people and interview them about the career path that they have chosen for themselves. If there's something you're interested in, use that to take an internship within a company of that field that you want to go in. Really make it a productive and useful time to help you decide which career path exactly you want to go into. Don't be shy to ask awkward life questions. You don't know. And how will you know if you don't ask? It's really such a good idea if you're gonna use it productively. It is so important, guys. I wish I had taken a gap year to just sit down and figure out what I really wanted. Something that I want you to also think about is your career path is your personal choice. As much as everyone around you is telling you something, giving you advice or giving suggestions, at the end of the day, you will not be able to blame anyone else for the choices that you make. Even if this person says point blank, you have to do A, B, C, and D. The fact that you did A, B, C, and D means that it is your choice. You are responsible for that. You will only have yourself to blame. So really take that time, sit down, and do the work that needs to be done to figure out what you want to do. Thank everybody for their advice and their suggestions. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But that final decision is on you. It is you who gets to live with the choices that you have made for yourself. And that can be very scary, but it can also be very liberating. So make the choices that make you happy at the end of the day. Make the choices that you will be happy to face the consequences for at the end of the day. You you alone are responsible for the choices that you make. So make sure to make the best possible choices for yourself. Be as informed as you can be. Read books, go on Google, get on YouTube, ask people endless questions, do all the research that needs to be done so that you can make very well informed decisions. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. It's all part of the process. And it's such a good idea for you to be as informed as possible before you make the choice, even though everybody around you is telling you one thing or the other. Despite everything I've said, I also want you to know that it's okay to not know what you want to do. It's okay to pick something for the moment and try and figure it out until you really figure out what you really want. People are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, are still changing careers, are still trying to figure out what they want to do, and that's totally okay. There is no set manual to life to say this is exactly how you need to live your life. It is your life. You figure out what you want to do at the time. It's completely up to you. What's important though is that you take responsibility for yourself. You become self-reliant, independent. You make enough money to take care of all of your needs for the month, for the family, whatever it is that you're doing. All those kind of responsibilities falls on you. But figuring out your career, figuring out the things that you love, figuring out what you want to do with your time is completely up to you. But just know that you have to be responsible for yourself. Yes, you might be figuring out your career for the next 25 years. But within those 25 years, make sure that your daily expenses, your monthly expenses, your living expenses, all your expenses that you need are taken care of by you. It is not anybody else's responsibility. So figure out the things that you need to do to make enough money to take care of yourself while you figure out your overall career or not. It's completely up to you. But with the world that we live in right now, anything is possible and everything is possible. You just need to get in touch with the right information, get a mentor, get a counselor, get a guidance, life coach, whatever it is that you need to do. But everything is possible, and it is totally okay to start off as a doctor, work that for 20 years, and then after that you decide, you know what, I'm just gonna go and be a teacher, and then you go and be a teacher for the next 5 years, and then you decide, you know what, I just want to paint and make money out of that, and then you become a painter. That's also completely okay. It's okay to start something and change. No one will die. I forgot to record this, but congratulations to Beauty Jamir on winning the Independence giveaway. Stay tuned for more giveaways on this channel, but it's going to be linked to the content, so you need to be watching to know what I'm going to ask about next. If you are new to this channel, we talk about personal development, filmmaking, and marketing. Feel free to subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, share it to somebody who you think would like it or enjoy it, and I am always rooting for your success. I will see you in the next one. Bye.